People asking about the bets in chat. I'll let you know real quick before we get into this game. It's actually surprisingly even. We got 182 points bet on HuK and 138 bet on Petraeus between 27 different people. So that's actually surprisingly even.
Yeah.
Thought this was going to be a little bit more one-sided, but all right, guys, let's hop into this. This is the last game between both of these players. Game number 3 here in this best-of-3 semifinals match for the NCAA Masters Cup. And spawning in the top left, he is from New Zealand, but he's currently living in America on Root Gaming. It's the Yellow Zerg player, Petraeus.
And another player who's often a fan favorite, and certainly a fan favorite for me, from Team Evil Geniuses, it's HuK.
You know, after that first game, I was a little bit worried. I did not want this to be a 2-0 by any means. Not for either player, just because, again, like I was really excited about this series, and I'm so glad we made it to game number 3. But what I'm almost concerned about is the fact that this is Habitation Station. This can get unbalanced really fast. There are some Protoss players, and hell, some Zerg players who've actually been experimenting with taking the gold base as their natural, and it's almost it's so ridiculously hard to punish.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you set it up right, it's kind of hard to react to unless you don't really play it properly and you mess up and they manage to wrestle it from your control.
This is some metagaming coming out of Petraeus right now. I think he's expecting HuK to not only poke around the natural, but he wants to make it look like he didn't expand, which is really cool by taking the third. It's not at the gold as a risk, but this is where HuK will go to check afterwards, guarantee it. Because who takes their natural at this base? This is really cool out of Petraeus. I like this a lot.
Yeah, it's cool. And this way he also doesn't have to deal with the annoying early game probe dance around so much. I mean, oh, look at that timing. Smack 3 bases right up the bat.
This doesn't look like 3 hatch before pool. HuK's checking for it to confirm, but that of course is like the dud, the fake, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll go for the third. He really needs to, though. Confirming this is 3 hatch before pool actually opens up those gateway timings just a little bit more, but
it does.
Of course, the other response to it as well is just play greedy himself, and he is going to go for that gateway expand anyways, but you're not going to see a quick third out of a Protoss player. Not like this, at least.
Yep. And now he sees the pull, and he's like, oh my god, he took that base early. So annoying. But I really like how Petraeus has actually pulled a second drone and just checked around his natural base after the probe left in case he missed something there.
HuK's going to see this and just be like...
Yeah. You pesky Zerg, you... Okay, he's gonna head back in there. Well, there's not really anything you can do about that at this point, so just continue on with his normal build, and we'll see if he has anything up his sleeve to try and punish this play from Petraeus.
Yeah, really nice scouting information too. It's, like you said, almost impossible to punish without Lings or Queens, so HuK got to hang around there a little bit longer than I think otherwise would have been allowed to, and one of the key things he saw was the gas coming down behind this. I mean, I don't know any 3 hatch first Zergs who don't do the gas follow-up. Usually it's actually 3 hatch gas pool for like the ultimate greed, but you don't really play gasless behind this. Not against a Protoss player.
Yep. So 3 gates from HuK. Not a 4th gate. Nope. He's just chilling on his 3. Seems like his go-to style is kind of maybe some early game pressure, but always heading into Colossi and whatnot, expecting Swarm Host, and especially on this map. I mean, surely he's thinking that already. Like, Swarm Hosts are a thing that happen a fair bit, right? Oh, actually, no. I'm talking crap. He's actually going for the 4 gates.
Yeah, and the pylon coming down here to the south will maybe catch Petraeus off guard, but he's been a very diligent scouter on every map we've seen so far.
Yes.
Especially like Frost, I would really emphasize that, but I don't know. This pylon could be a problem for him if 7 zealots get warped in down here, if 8 zealots do it before he moves in, and just marches towards that third.
Because, like, who checks there?
Yeah, normally it's over here where the Overlord is, toward the central portion of the map. Like, you're usually warping in a lot closer.
Yeah, it might actually pass the probe. No, not quite. He's not going to see it, but yeah, it would just be like really weird to check down there in the first place. So you might find this pylon that's closer and be like, oh, okay, well, that's easy. I can just get rid of that, but not know about the other one when there's already like 8 cells waiting there, like you said. So, yeah, even so, seeing that pylon goes down, God, I can't English today.
Petraeus?
Seeing that pylon going down has already spurred him to make a bunch of Lings anyway.
Petraeus is actually probably going to think, like, okay, there's nothing to worry about, but surprise, surprise, 4 zealots behind us, warping in some more as well, throwing down another 2 pylons. HuK wants to make sure he's got this going down. He's going to invest a lot to knock down this 3rd hatchery, and quite frankly, before the roaches are out, he's got the potential to do it. Even with the roaches coming out, the mothership core with a time warp can allow the zealots to actually fight with the roaches where they normally wouldn't be allowed to.
Yeah, for sure. And Petraeus actually going to head out to try and find this other pesky pylon. He's going to find it with half the lings. He's seen it. I don't know if he's actually going to go grab it, but he does actually need to pay close attention to these zealots as well. Lots of roaches coming out though, and the longer that HuK waits, the trickier it's going to be to actually break in here. Okay, he's going to keep warping in. I mean, zealots always do a surprising amount of damage, but...
This isn't +1 zealots though. If this was +1 zealots, this is a different story. HuK wins this without question, even with the roaches.
Yeah. But like you said, he does have the time warp still, so even so, he can do a lot of damage. You can at the very least shred up all these units. And Petraeus isn't taking it lightly by any means. He hasn't stopped making units, hasn't gotten too greedy. He's only on units at the moment, actually. Even making a spine, that's really smart.
Alright, well, it's... For HuK, it's a bit tentative to engage this as well. The longer he waits, the more he's got potential for double time warps. He's got a chance to recall out of there maybe, but also the longer he waits, like this, the recall move actually was really classy. He could have walked away, but then he risks getting caught in the middle, and that's not something you really want to do. So
yeah, true.
A couple of pylons go down. Not the end of the world for HuK.
Yeah, not really. I mean, he went back to making probes a while ago anyway. Dropped that robo, dropped the forge, and he's just going to head into kind of normal Protoss play, I guess. Get a couple of models out maybe, and then heading towards that Colossi tech, which seems to be his favorite way to go. And yeah, but I mean, from this, Petraeus does actually have a lot of units left over that didn't get anything done, so he can look towards denying that third.
You know the only thing scarier than a Sentry Immortal timing?
What?
A Sentry Immortal timing with 13 zealots.
Oh, true, yeah.
This is actually going to be really dangerous, because normally you would use the sentries to lock units out, but this time you're going to use it to lock them in so the zealots can all fight and brawl. And quite frankly, I think this attack could be very deadly to Petraeus if he's unprepared for it. Usually you see Hydralisk kind of as that step 2, but I think he's only just now getting the layer finished up. So he's not going to have roach speed, he's not going to have Hydralisk available to him. If HuK pushes with this second Immortal, the timing could be just right for him to win this game.
Yeah, I think he will, because I mean, he's got those extra gateways coming up. There's still no third, but Petraeus knows this, and that's why he's making 3 spines right now. He's not over-droning or anything. I mean, he's already sitting on 65 drones anyway, so he kind of doesn't need any more. He's taking a 4th. So if he actually holds off the attack from HuK, then he's going to be in a really good position. And HuK might just have to tap out. But yeah, we've got the Hydrogen on the way now too. Not sure how many Hydras he might be able to get out before HuK comes across the map though.
Okay, so it's not so much about the Hydralisk, it's more about these spine cores coming down too that are going to be really nice. Once upon a time, you used to build 9 spine cores and that was the answer to this, but with Hydralisk being so much more effective combined with those spine cores, that's not going to be the case. HuK, he's almost got that +1 time, which will allow him to just shear through Zerglings, but still, this is a really scary attack. And let's not forget, he's got the potential to recall if things go hairy.
Yeah, Barnes is just... Oh, actually making pylon. Sorry, I thought it was a Zealots down towards the 4th base of Petraeus. Petraeus, no roach speed just yet. Does have to be a little bit careful with these roaches being out and about on the map.
I would really like to see HuK apply pressure to the 3rd and warp in Zealots to that 4th. I think that might be his best course of action. But again, he might have to recall is the scary thing to consider too. These roaches have not been dealt with yet, and he knows it.
Kind of scary for Petraeus. All his army is out across the other side of the map, and he's having a hard time duking.
HuK's gotta be careful. Look at this. Army. He's getting really bold with these sentries. He's gonna lose a couple. Yeah, chasing front with the sentries. Why would you do that? A little bit out of position there, but okay. Zealots on top of the 4th base, not all fully being utilized. He does have +1 weapons.
Yeah, Petraeus would like to keep that though. I don't know if... Oh, okay, never mind. The army's distracted. I was going to say, I don't know if I like his army coming down here because it opens it up to being trapped when the rest of the army catches up, but he does manage to save it for now. I think it will die anyway.
The Immortal at home combined. 2 Immortals in these sentries should...
Oh man.
Those forces are really good. That's a big portion of Petraeus' army that he would have loved to have brought home, but now he doesn't have those on the front lines. Spine Crawler is going to be the greatest aid in his defense here. But again, this isn't your normal Sentry Immortal push. He's got freaking 16 sentries and 16 zealots.
16? What? Is that amount of sentries allowed in this game?
You know what I would love to see, honestly? Hallucinations to buffer for this army.
Yeah, that could certainly work. And I mean, if he's got that many sentries, he's got the energy. We've already seen him do it in several attacks before. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see him do that.
You know what? A lot of people don't know this. If you hallucinate probes, you actually get 4 hallucinated probes at a time. So
Really?
if you hallucinate like a ton of probes, you could have this huge buffer for your army. They wouldn't be very strong, of course, but still, just a funny fun fact on the side. You get 2 zealots, I think, 4 probes, but everything else is 1 at a time. Anyways, pushing on through here with these immortals. He's got a ton. There's a lot of Hydralisks, though, and that's what makes this so scary for HuK. If he comes in with a concave and runs into Petraeus, HuK loses this fight. But if he uses sentries and he uses force fields correctly, HuK has the killing potential here.
Well, the mothership core is out of energy now. He's actually in danger of losing it too. Looks like he's going to have to find a different angle to attack because the spine claw is a little bit too much. The concave is too great at that point. And we have a spy coming up for yeah.
Have you given up on speaking yet?
Yeah, you know what?
No, it's hilarious because Zombie Grub was doing the same thing earlier. Like, you guys have no idea how much you're mirroring each other's casts from today. Starting off with the sneezes, now just like the I give up on English remarks, but... Okay, so the reality is HuK, he may have spent a lot of force fields, but he's got 21 sentries, guys! 21 sentries!
Oh my god. What?
I mean, normally this attack
number?
is like 8. Good force field on the ramp's going to cut out a lot of these units. Good force fields on the side as well, going to allow HuK to engage this really nicely. And where you might normally be bleeding out force fields, this time he's still got plenty more behind this. But he doesn't have a lot of damage. The Stalkers have fallen, and the Immortals are few. But the Hydralisks, I don't know how he's going to engage these.
Do the Immortals even really matter that much, though, when you've got such a Hydra-heavy army? This is a gateway-killing army right here. He's not even making roaches anymore. Ling's coming in.
That's good. That's poor Immortal.
Oh.
Well, the Immortals, I mean, the thing is, okay, they don't have bonus damage versus Hydralisk, but they still hit for 22, and they hit relatively quick, so it's not bad to have them. But HuK's army's dwindled, and he's not taking a third behind this. And that... I mean, the army supply is so low. Even with great force fields, it's going to be so hard to engage this. There's too many Hydralisks and no angle of attack. If HuK was expanding behind this, I think it'd be really good. But instead, he's placing down 3 more gateways. He can't really afford these.
Yeah, I mean, this is really tough for HuK. I like that he's holding on. Maybe he could try and take a third base behind this. I mean, I don't know. I just don't really see him breaking this.
I think if he had hallucinations, this would work way better. But
yeah,
I mean, it sounds too silly to say when you got 21 sentries, that fake buffer, losing fake zealots instead of real zealots type thing. But he's trying to bait a fight at the top of the ramp. I like that, but it's not going to be enough.
He's down to 15 sentries now. In fact, that's all he's warping in, and that's fine. I feel like he can continue dancing back and forwards like this.
I don't think so. Not with +2 weapons finishing up soon.
Yeah, like, he just doesn't have the damage output to contend with his Zerg army at the end of the day.
Look how not scared Petraeus is. He's taking a gold. He retook his 4th. He doesn't give a gosh darn. He doesn't give a fuck, part of me for saying so. Like, HuK's army is scary, don't get me wrong. But Petraeus, I don't think is really off foot by this at all. This is still an army, by the way, that if Petraeus isn't controlling for even just a few seconds, could lose a lot of Hydralisks too. That's what's so scary. But how many Hydralisks are there? 51 Hydralisks are in play right now, Zeph.
Yeah, and they just got speed too, so that makes it a little bit easier to dance back and forth. Nice force field segmenting off some of those Hydras at the front there, and it looks like
off a lot of the Hydras. Mothership core goes down. Time Warp goes off beforehand. This is looking scary. So many force fields. And he's still got a lot more behind this, but he's starting to bleed out the sentries. He shouldn't be using the sentries to DPS the Hydralisks is the problem. He needs to abuse the range of the Immortals and the Stalkers, but with the sentries all going down, the game is broke. Good game is called. Petraeus, ladies and gentlemen, will take game number 3 and win the series, sending him to the grand finals of the winners bracket. HuK not out of the tournament yet. He's still got the losers bracket to fall back on.